Having firearms but knowing how to use them efficiently is key. One very hard thing for some people is going to shoot at a range very often. Between the prices of range fees, ammo, and then the cost of gas driving out to your range if it is further away. For instance, mine's about 45 minutes away, so you have to factor that into the cost of going into the range every weekend. I generally like to go to the range at least 2 times a month, but every week, multiple days a week, I am dry firing. Dry firing is very important and essential into especially drawing and reholstering your weapons and magazine really changes. Obviously, you can't simulate the recoil of shooting, but you can get really good reps at reholstering, pulling your gun out, changing magazines, getting targets on sights. You need to get multiple points in your room that when you bring your gun up directly, you are going straight to that target because it is essential to get fast target acquisition. In today's video, I'm going to be breaking down a couple simple drills that I do that might benefit you guys training more. I would generally put most emphasis on pistol drills, either from a outside the waistband duty holster or inside the waistband concealment holster. More than likely, if you get into an engagement, it is going to be from the concealed position because you're more likely to have some altercation happen out in public. For this video, I'm going to be doing from the outside the waistband, but you can imagine just drawing your pistol, and if you have spare magazines with you, reloading and presenting your weapon. So especially when you have a retention holster, it is key to get a good purchase on it and make sure you push down the detent to release the gun. That is one thing I find myself having trouble with, and reholstering the firearm is another good thing to keep on doing and looking at to make sure you're getting it in the proper area. So I will just start off with a simple draw, and then I pick out a point in my room, whatever setting I'm in, I pick out a point, and I am trying to, as soon as I pull the gun up to my sights, the dot is immediately on that, and I do not have to correct it because that first shot is the most important, and then obviously your follow-up shots are next. So I have a picture behind me, and I'm going to choose this skull on it, and I leave my safety on, and I will turn it off. So, and you want to make sure your dot is going to be in the middle every single time. That is the most important thing. And then once you get really good at presenting your weapon and it being on target and it being acquired, you can go into things like magazine changes. You can manipulate your light, turn it off, magazine change, putting it back up, and then reholster your weapon. Ideally, you have your eyes downrange at all times. I am still in the phase where I am trying to make sure I get my weapon back in my holster properly, but that is a part of the process that you have to get good at, and then also keeping your eyes downrange at a target at all times. Present the weapon, magazine change. Depends on what type of magazine change you're doing, but you can drop the mag and replace it with a new one. That is obviously going to be faster. Depending on the scenario and what you think you might encounter will play out for different people's scenarios. Now moving on to AR platforms, it's even easier. You can start in low ready, high ready, whatever you want, but it is going to be bringing it from that position to target acquisition. And I like to manipulate my safety every time. So it's on safe, bring it up, off safe. When you bring it back, put it back on safe. Keep your finger straight, never put it in the trigger guard, and always make sure your gun is clear while doing this. These are just some good safety habits. Take it easy, start off with just presenting on the target. You can manipulate your flashlight, bring it back, safety on, safety off, manipulate flashlight. Then you would work into on target, safety off, safety on, magazine. If you want to manipulate the bolt release, manipulate it back on target. One thing I will do is I do like having to manipulate the bolt release. So we'll start here. On safe, finger out of the trigger guard, present the weapon on it, flashlight, safety on, drop mag, new mag, bolt release, safety off, flashlight. That is a good combination, especially if you have weapon lights. That is a good thing just to get engraved in your mind and automatically turn it on, especially if you have strobe. It's very good for indoors and close quarters combat, just kind of disorientating an enemy. Now once you feel as if you have the basics down of drawing your weapon, safety off, presenting it, and it being on target consistently, either with the pistol or the AR platform, then you can switch it up to gun transitions and mixing in magazine transitions as well. Like start off rifle, 2 shots, safety off, flashlight, safety on, magazine change, bolt release, safety off, flashlight, take the gun off, I'm going to pull out, present, on target, safety off, flashlight, safety back on, drop the mag, change new mag. If you want to do slide release, you can, present, flashlight, back off, in the holster. Try not to look at it, but if you have to, it's fine. And then safety off, represent. That's a good another transition method, and that gets you going from your primary to your sidearm. Obviously, switching to your sidearm is a little bit faster than reloading, depending on your draw speed. But personally, I like mixing them up. But you want to practice one thing and get good at it before you try and do everything. That's what I personally recommend. I'm just going to go through it real quick. Light, mag drop, scuffed it, bolt release, change, present, and see I scuffed up the grip. Smooth as, what is the saying is, smooth as fast, fast as smooth. Don't rush it like I do. I'm just doing it because I am being recorded right now, but constantly getting good target acquisition right off the bat and manipulating your safety and your flashlight is a very good habit to have. Obviously, traditional gun safety, make sure your gun's clear, never put your finger in the trigger guard, and always make sure that safety is on if the weapon is not presented at a target.